Hanbit, and I'm a pastry chef from Korea. Hi everyone, today I'll show you how to make the perfect fudge brownie. As you may well know, there are two different types of brownies. There's the fudge type and there's the cakey type. Some people prefer the fudge type, some people prefer the cakey type. It depends who you are, but I personally prefer the fudge type because I like that dense texture and I think that goes well with chocolate. The difference in the recipes between the two different types comes down to the amount of flour and chocolate in it, and butter as well. So the cakey type has more flour, probably less chocolate and less butter, whereas the fudge type has more chocolate, more butter, and less flour. Ingredients. We have dark chocolate, butter, eggs, two different types of sugar, cocoa powder and all-purpose flour, chopped pecan, and there are two other ingredients that are completely optional, grapeseed oil and coffee flavor. What grapeseed oil does is it helps in making the overall texture smooth. What coffee flavor does is it really enhances the overall chocolate flavor. Before we start, I need to prepare the pan. The pan I have today is a square pan. It's 13.5 centimeter by 13.5 centimeter. And the way I usually line these pans, these square or rectangular pans with parchment papers, is I usually cut them in two pieces. And so here I have two rectangular parchment papers and I'm going to cross them like this. And I generally find it easier to work this way. Perfect, it's easy as that. First of all, I'm going to melt the chocolate and butter. There are a couple of ways of melting your butter and chocolate. You can use a hot water bath, which I'm going to do today, or you can put them in a saucepan and heat that up. It's completely up to you. I'm going to add my grapeseed oil. And while that's melting, I'm going to mix the sugar into the eggs. So that's brown sugar and white sugar. I'm also going to add in my coffee flavor. Have you clicked like and subscribe? The whole point is to try and melt as much sugar as possible into the eggs and not add air into it. I don't want air because I'm making a fudge brownie and it needs to be dense. My chocolate and butter has melted completely and I've kept it below 50 degrees. You don't want to go above that. And notice that I'm using my spatula so that I won't incorporate much air into it. Now my sugar and egg mixture goes in. As you mix it, you'll be able to feel that the whole thing comes together as a single mixture. And now the dry ingredients. I'm going to sift them in. I'm going to use my whisk very briefly to mix in the powdered ingredients. And then I'm going to come back using my spatula to finish it off. Just be careful not to incorporate too much air into it. And finally, the chopped pecans. I'm now going to transfer it into the pan. The overall texture of this mixture is extremely thick, and so that when you pour it in to the pan, it's likely that it won't be flat and you'll miss the corners. As you can see right here, you might miss the corners. So you can either give it a shock to flatten it out, but that might not be even helpful. So just get one of these spatulas and spread them out flat. Just make sure you fill the corners in. Right, so that looks perfect. And now this is going to go in the oven and you'll get an amazing fudge brownie. Now that's straight out of the oven. I'm going to give it a shock so that it stays dense. This looks absolutely amazing. I can see the crackling top and I'm sure it's so fudgy inside. I want to try it so badly, but I need to wait until it cools down completely. Right, I now have my fudge brownies all cooled down, ready to be cut and ready to be served. Wow, look at this. Now that's what fudge brownie looks like. My brownies look absolutely amazing, but I'm going to decorate them and make them look even nicer. For these, I'm going to apply neutral glaze on top. Followed by some snow sugar. And you know what? I'm going to add pastillage, and that's going to make it look really nice. Well, if you want to find out more about how to make these pastillage, these flower decorations, I actually posted a video before, so please take a look at the link above. That looks perfect. I'm quite satisfied with it. And last but not least, my logo. Perfect. Now this is fudge brownies at its best. It is super intense, fudgy. I also like the fact that the crushed pecan gives a bit of crunchiness inside. That's fantastic. You have to make them. I'm really happy now. And sugar high. Well, hope this video on fudge brownies was useful. They're super easy to make and they taste fantastic. So please make them and share the love. Well, thank you very much and I'll see you next time. 감사합니다.